Alrighty, so today I wanted to talk about the new True Awakening system and maybe go over sort of my game plan on what I plan on doing with it and sort of who I'm prioritizing first. And, if you have any strong opinions on like who you think should go first or like get their, upgrade or anything like that before others, feel free to let me know because I'm definitely interested to see how you guys are planning on sort of messing with the system. Obviously, to get it out of the way, it's a bit of a controversial system. The new game mode is a little bit pay to win in this fact that you can kind of reopen it if you just have a ton of coins and stuff like that laying around, which a lot of people probably don't. So, some players are definitely going to be able to take advantage of the system way before others will, and that is definitely a bit unfortunate. The fact that it only resets every week for like regular players who can't reopen it, that is quite a lot of time that you're going to have to wait between, or like even to get your very first True Awakening character. I personally have done the game mode I think 3 times, 1 extreme run and 2 hell runs so far, and this is kind of what I'm working with. Obviously you can see, because you get like a random assortment of these crystals whenever you open the boxes for them. I've only gotten 6 human ones, which is a bit concerning. I kind of hope that they end up adding a king exchange at some point, so that way I could trade some of these for other ones if I really want to. Like, I guess if I was really going to prioritize, I could just trade all of these for like demon ones if I was going to go for like, something on the demon team or whatever the case may be. I don't know exactly how they could sort of improve that. Maybe you could just like select which ones you want, and it would give you like a boosted rate for them or something when you open the boxes or something. But yeah, it's going to take quite a while. This is, like I said, 1 extreme, 2 hell runs, and I only have roughly 1/3 of the crystals that I need to do 1 character. So that is definitely a lot. Like, it's going to take a while. And when I was messing around on Gon's account this week, which we did a 17 million box showcase for the new melee, and I used the Angel team because he already has he has the main 3 core characters, which are LR Margaret, Mael, and the new Elizabeth, already True Awakened on his account, so we messed around with that. And so, I mean, you could see it in those videos. He has, like, I think probably 8 or 9 or more characters True Awakened already, which obviously, he's a huge whale. He has a lot of stuff on his account. He has tons of coins. I think he has like 1,000 SSR coins sitting in his stash. So, for players like that, it's literally just like, do I want to farm it? Sure, I have the materials already. That's not a factor. It's more of a time commitment for players like that than it is like actually like a resource management problem. So they're obviously going to be able to True Awaken characters a lot faster than the average player, I think. So I do not have any True Awakens yet. I don't plan on like overly farming that new game mode or anything like that. I'm still kind of prioritizing level 100ing my whole box and SA6ing everybody first. And there are still quite a few characters that I need to work on before I can sort of finish that sort of project up. But personally, I don't think that the True Awakening boosts are really all that crazy. 1000 CC is pretty not that crazy to me, personally. 3 ult levels will go to get you 1200 CC, because they're 400 apiece. So, I mean, the fact that it's, ult levels are definitely more important for one, but 1000 CC in the grand scheme of things, whenever this character has 69,000 CC already, and that's on an attack crit set, he's not lacking on CC. Like, he's fine. So that leads me to the conclusion that I personally think that I'm going to try to go for more of my like supporty units first. Like for the demon team, for example, I think Estarossa would be a good character to go first as far as Super Awakening goes, because he's like a support character that's really nice to have on the field. You're building up stacks and stuff like that with his passive. He's not normally the character that they end up targeting in the first place, so they normally either go for the new melee or they're going to go for Demon King, so that way they can't sort of like, get their passives up and like absolutely annihilate you. I don't necessarily think that Demon King is like the greatest character to go for first, just because he already has a damage cap, and most of the time you're going to be running Tarmia Link on him anyway. So unless they have an infect unit, he's going to be kind of hard to kill in the first place. I don't think that 10% damage resistance is actually going to help that much. Whereas, like, I mean, You could definitely argue that having it on your main DPS so that way they stay alive more efficiently, that way they can actually kill the enemies, is definitely a big factor. Like that could definitely be, like I could see that argument, but I think going for characters that are like important to be on the field for one. So like Hell, for example, she's not necessarily going to do like the craziest damage. She can, but just having her on the field is really important. So making sure she doesn't die is kind of a big priority. So she would be like a character that I would be, interested in going for first if I was going to do the unknowns. On the Angel team, for example, everybody wants to kill Margaret off turn 1 because she has like, she's a big part of the synergy for the team. She's helping, boost with her passive and everything like that. So she's a big character. She also has the cleanse on your team. So I feel like she's a really good candidate for the damage reduction because Mael could potentially get it, I guess, but he is a character that I'm typically running attack crit on. If you're running, ungeared, of course, it doesn't really matter, but he's the most outdated character on the team, and the fact that, he gives you no stat reduction is really, really important, but when it comes down to it, I think if they kill him off, Liz still has a lot of potential to still kill. Like, you have 2 DPS units on the field kind of thing. And if they kill Mael off, or if they kill one of your other characters off, Mael is going to start to fall off pretty hard anyway. So if they kill him off, I don't really think it's like the end of the world, because you can maybe come back with Liz, or who knows, maybe you can get Margaret's ultimate, and if she's 6/6, God, you disable all of their stuff for 2 turns, and you increase your damage dealt to them and stuff like that. Like, I think the other 2 are kind of the higher priority there. I guess you could maybe go for Liz, considering she's the only character that doesn't have like a Grace built in, so you can run the Tarmiel link on her, make her even harder to kill. But I'm thinking that I'm going to go the support route. I think making sure that my important support characters on the field are able to tank more and maybe give them a little bit of a CC boost, considering that most of the DPS characters are maybe not all the time, but a lot of the times they end up being the newer characters on the team. They should already have pretty decent CC to begin with, so I'm not exactly sure what to think about the damage resistance one so far. 10% is okay, but I feel like it's not anything like over the top insane to the point where it's gonna make or break. Because like this character right here, the newest character in the game, if you have all creation popped on this guy and you use like a really nice card, you're probably going to kill the character off no matter what. There's very few times, this is just personal experience, obviously you guys could have a different experience than me, but there's very few times where I'm like, oh man, I left him with 1 HP, and in a situation like that, the damage resistance would help because I'm not doing quite enough to kill. But for the most part, this dude deals insane damage. Like, he goes crazy. So I feel like if we get brand new characters that are going to follow this trend, we get new UR characters in the future that are sort of going to be he's power creeping the meta currently. Like, as we get new characters, they're going to have to sort of live up to the hype that this man is setting the precedent for at the beginning of the year here. Like, I don't think every character is going to be as broken as him, but they should have some really nice stats, should be able to hopefully deal out some really good damage if they're DPS units and stuff. So I think that that's going to be kind of a big factor. Like, if it's a character that's probably going to one-shot you regardless, then I don't think that the damage resistance is really going to save you in a lot of scenarios because it's only 10%. The CC, kind of minimal, 1k CC, will make somewhat of a difference after you've, True Awakened a couple of different characters on the team, but for the most part, it's not anything like super over the top, and I think that's one of the biggest reasons why I'm not prioritizing True Awakening so far. Obviously, once I get done with SA6 on the whole box, and I have nothing else to use my Super Awakening coins for except for brand new characters that come out, I'll obviously move on to transferring a lot of those coins into, True Awakening coins and stuff, but for the most part, it's not crazy enough for me to feel like it's a high priority. Like, the whales who already had their boxes completely maxed out, this is all they have going for them. Like, this is the newest mechanic in the game. They've already got every character level 100. They've already got them all super awakened. It's, this is the new. They want to work on this because it's really all they have to work on. So I think that it's maybe not as crazy of a priority or like a priority for like a lot of players. But obviously every little bit helps, you know. One of the big things in this game is that there's a lot of things that you have to do to max out a character nowadays. So, you know, it really just depends on, you know, the resources that you have and how much time you really want to, you know, commit to one character. Because, you know, I've got to level 100 this character. I've got to get all of his costumes. I've got to enhance all of his costumes. I've got to work on his ultimate level by pulling him in future banners and stuff like that. You know, I've awakened him. I've got to super awaken him. I now have to true awaken him. I've got to build gear for him. You know, there's so much stuff to do to one character in this game that I think this new commitment that the entire box can be sort of true awakened right from the get-go, like even these really old characters can get it, that's a lot to work on, and it's just, it doesn't seem like it's the highest priority for me personally. So, I don't know. Just my personal opinion on it, my 2 cents. Let me know who you plan on super or true awakening first, who you think is a good like setup if you're planning on doing your DPS characters first, so that way they have more CC, or like just so that way they can survive more. If you're in my camp maybe where you want to go for the supports or something like that. Like I said, I don't even have a true awakened character yet. I'm only a third of the way to the demons getting their first one so far, and who knows how many of those crystals I'll get with my future runs. If I could end up getting no demon crystals for, you know, 3 or 4 runs in a row if the RNG is bad enough, and I'll have to go for a different race or something like that. But definitely a weird new system, and it is going to take a lot of grinding. So yeah, either way, that's pretty much it from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know it was a little bit of a more talk-centric video, maybe nothing like insanely exciting on the screen itself, but you know, just interested to hear your sort of opinion and feedback on the thing, because I know that this has been kind of a controversial sort of update. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to subscribe if you have not already. If you have any teams or anything you want me to use with new melee or anything, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. I'll you know, probably be just messing around with just random stuff this coming week. And yeah, see you guys tomorrow. Subscribe.